Hey guys, today I'd like to show you a typical work day for me as a software developer. I'm Aaron from Mako-Desk and I've been in this profession for 25 plus years. I show younger developers the ropes of being successful in this industry. Please like if this upload is helpful and subscribe. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments below. I'd be happy to create posts or just answer any questions you have. Thank you. All right, here's an example of what my week might look like. This is not my actual work week. It's just a representation of it. For privacy reasons, I can't share my actual schedule, but this is kind of like what it might look like. First off, you'll notice that my first meeting today, which is Wednesday, was at 7 a.m. I live on the Pacific Coast, but I work with people on the East Coast. And so I kind of lean towards their schedule and sometimes take early meetings. So first meeting, I often get asked to attend meetings as a technical advisor. Even early in your career, you may be asked to attend meetings and represent, be a representative for the technical side of things. In this case, we are, it's objectives 1 through 3 tech review. So we have this proposal we're putting together, and we just have to make sure that we're pricing things right, or the hourly rates are right and good and competitive, and that we're not cutting ourselves short. Because if you price it wrong and you don't consider all the things that are required to achieve this product, you could wind up burning hours for free. And so we do definitely need to look at that. And so I'm asked to attend meetings like that from time to time. Then you'll notice at 8 a.m. I have daily stand-up, which is, if you're familiar with the Kanban process, stand-up happens for a lot of different agile methodologies, but we do Kanban. We have a Kanban board where you have a definition and done column, an in progress column, a in review, and then a done column. And so we just kind of go around the room. Each one takes turn saying what we're working on, if there's any blockers, and then what we plan to work on the rest of the day. And so just so that we keep people informed of what we're doing. It also kind of is an engine that drives you to complete things because you want to show that you've made good progress. Then there's a gap from 8:30 till 11 o'clock. It's great. I get to work on actual code or other administrative duties I have. And then there's this meeting at 11 o'clock. This one actually, our company sometimes hosts these webinars where we've rolled out a new app, and HR wants to do a webinar to teach people how to use it. So it's optional, and I tend to not attend those just because my time, I only have so much time during the day, so I skip that. So then the rest of the day I'll just try and focus on the code I'm writing. It's also very common to have meetings thrown on your schedule at the last minute, and so sometimes your day may look like somewhat empty, and then it'll get filled up pretty quickly. And so that's just kind of a typical day for me. One other thing I will mention, I do get included in a lot of meetings as a technical advisor, maybe like an architect. And so, sometimes we're doing integrations and they need somebody who can tell, who's done plenty of integrations, if they can attend and do that. ERD discussion. So I have a business analyst I'm working with, and I asked him to take some client requirements and do an entity relationship diagram. That's basically like a database schema. And so he's pretty good at that, and he put it together, and then we kind of meet and discuss, and I'll say, well, okay, you made this relationship here. It's a many to one. That looks good. That's right. You did it right. Anyway, so we just kind of go through, and I like to give our business analysts some of that work because they're fully capable of doing that, and it's probably not the best use of my time. And then there's an RFP review. You'll notice there, RFP, request for proposal. There's a couple different phases of a process for winning a bid. And so like request for information, RFI, that's usually one of the first ones. And you just they'll ask for information like what has your company done that you can show that would match up with what we're asking for. There's a lot of things that go into it. And then RFP, request for proposal, that's where we're actually made it to the next step where they're asking us to propose, give them hourly rates and hours, how much effort there'll be. And so we kind of have to sit in a room and just discuss and make sure that we're pricing things right so that we're not doing work for free, and also pricing it so that we're competitive with other people who are also bidding on it. And then the last part would be request for quote, RFQ, and that's just that's like the last mile effort. Anyway, so that's just some other things that I work on during the week. Okay guys, I forgot to tell you my favorite part of my workday. That is when the workday ends and I can go surfing. That's one of my big hobbies I love to do. And this career allowed me to live 3 blocks from the ocean. I can look out my front door and see the ocean. It's great. If you have any questions, just add them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer questions you have, or if you're interested in any certain topics for posting. So I'm Aaron from Mako-Desk, and I'm going to go hit the waves.